Listen, 1 to 4 cost cards, they're fun, okay? But we all know that the true dopamine rests in the 5 and 6 cost cards. In today's deck guide, the Electric Wave, we not only are covering the deck that I chose to climb to Infinite with this season, but damn it, it's a fun one and one of my favorites. The core focus of this deck is ramping to the 5 and 6 cost cards as quickly as possible, while also countering everything your opponent plays, while at the same time giving you loads of options depending on the cards that you have pulled if you go into pool 3, and it's got just so much flexibility and plug-and-play potential. If you like those big plays, this is the deck for you. Let's cut right to the chase and talk MVPs and Essentials. Again, lots of plug-and-play options. We'll get to those in a second. But first, the 2 MVPs in both Electro and Wave. Now, opposed to our other deck guys, this deck, it can't be run without these 2. That's the core foundation of the deck. If you only have one of them, like if you only pulled one of them from pool 3, you can run this deck. It's a whole lot less dependable, but let's break it down. Starting with Electro. Electro is often a very slept-on card. He's going to give you the same benefit as Superflow, the location, allowing you to play with 1 extra energy each turn. The biggest thing, by far, I see people not realize about Electro is the way that he works to his pros and cons. Now, again, his pro is when you reveal the card, he's going to give you 1 energy, with the con being that ongoing ability. However, there are ways to manipulate this, like number 1, Kamar, Taj, and Odin can reactivate him. And the moment that he's revealed is the moment that you get that maximum energy increase. So there's locations like Oscorp that send him to the other side. And yes, you guessed it, he's going to give that con to the enemy and give you the pro. You can also use things like Viper or destroy him. There's a lot of ways to get insane value out of Electro. And that's what makes him so busted in the first place. Now, we're going to have more on him and his synergy later. Obviously, you always want to play him as early as possible and definitely by turn 3. Now, the other MVP we have is Wave. I like Electro a bit better, but Wave is going to do the exact same thing on turn 4. You can play even higher cards, obviously up to your best 6 cost drops. However, the con of Wave is you're going to give your opponent the same exact ability. Now, your decks are going to be more tailored to take advantage of this opposed to the opponent's. But it can be problematic at times, but definitely works. All right, now with the MVPs out of the way, let's go ahead and talk the 2 Essentials. Again, we only have 2, which makes 4 cards at the base of this deck with just so many different plug-and-play options. And as Anakin would say,
this is where the fun begins.
Now, our 2 Essentials are a 1 cost and 2 cost. We're going to start out with Sunspot, who is a fantastic addition to this deck because he will be eating up all of the leftover energy that Electro provides. Yes, he can eat up all the extra energy from an Odin or Kamar, Taj, extra reveal. And so Sunspot's going to build up very fast and very powerful, and it gets out of hand quickly. And at the same time, he also gives you an option of a card to play on turn 1. However, we all know that many a Sunspots have died to the knives of Killmonger, which brings us to our next card, and that's going to be Armor. Now, Armor serves 2 purposes in this deck. She's going to both counter the heavy amounts of destroy decks that are out there in the Snap Wild, but also she's going to protect our Sunspot and a couple other cards from being destroyed from the likes of, again, Killmonger or Shang-Chi. All right, now we've been through the main 4 cards. Let's get to the fun stuff, the 5 and 6 cost bombs that we will be playing. Again, there's going to be a lot of pool 3 cards in here. I'm going to start with my favorites. But then as you don't have them, I'll give you other options you can play as well. Let's start out with our favorite Asgardian. We've got Odin, and this deck is really going to do the best off capitalizing off on-reveal effects. Some of the best 6 cost drops are going to have on-reveal abilities, and Odin, naturally with Electro, is pretty much a staple in this deck. You guys are all going to have them at this point, so definitely slip them on in there. Even if your other 5 and 6 cost cards are not all on reveal, Odin is absolutely fantastic. To play him on Electro for some extra bonus on Sunspot, like we said, but also to power up some of our other options. Next up, we've got Magneto. Again, a highly slept-on 6 cost drop with 12 power, and he is a location winner. He's going to single-handedly ruin control decks. He's going to ruin Wong combos by moving them early on. He's going to ruin a lot of different things. And you can have initiative with this deck a lot because you have the high power out there very quickly. It screws up everything. He's a fantastic drop to have in this deck. And as an added bonus, if you have Fisk Tower as a location, you can kiss those cards goodbye. Well, let's not stop here. Let's continue to lay on the counters. We're going to play the Counter King in Leader. Again, one of my favorite cards in the game. If you watch my top 20 best cards to pull early in Pool 3, which you can check up above, you know all about Leader. Now, obviously, you can counter whatever they're doing to most likely win on turn 6. But the cheeky thing to do with Leader and what's really going to get them to instant retreat is by playing Leader down early because you have so much energy. And then you're going to play Odin on top of Leader or one of our other drops, which I'll just spoil it. It's Arnim Zola. And you can repeat the Leader effect over and over. So no matter what your opponent's trying to do, you're just going to counter it. Now, one thing is use your head. If they have a Destroy deck and they're setting up to do a big Destroyer play on turn 6, don't copy Destroyer. You're going to lose and you're going to kick yourself, but it only happens about once before you're never going to do that again. Now, let's talk Arnim Zola. This is probably one of my favorite options because you can base really the whole strategy if you pull this card. So what I like to do is I like to take the chance, the guesswork out of Arnim Zola and save a lane just for him and one of his buddies, right? I play one of the cards that we're going to mention right after him or any of those 6-cost drops that we just said, and then we scan them and we put them at 2 other locations. He's a game winner. He wins a lot of games for you, and you can win him especially with the next 2 5-cost cards. Let's talk about them both at the same time. Devil Dinosaur and Black Panther. Now, Black Panther, you guys obviously know the combo here. He's fantastic, especially if you can play him a turn early along with playing Arnim Zola. And then the Devil, the Dinosaur, he's fantastic. He's great to multiply multiple times. And one thing that I've been experimenting with, and I'm having a lot of success, for those of you that have Nick Fury, he's actually going to fit into this deck. A lot of people write him off, say he's one of the worst cards in Marvel Snap. But I like him a lot because you can play him early. It gives you a bunch of options on turn 6 as he gives you 3 6-cost drops. And then it also feeds Devil Dinosaur, right? So you're getting multiple things accomplished. And I love to pair them both up if you are a big fan of the Dinosaur. And then lastly, for my highest recommended 6-cost drops, we have Infinauts, who clearly is going to work wonders with Sunspot in this deck. You can play him as early as turn 5. You can play Electro, skip turn 4, play him on turn 5, and hell, Arnim Zola him on turn 6 for an easy W. Dr. Doom is a great addition as well because you've got Odin, you've got a lot of repeat abilities. You can play him often to reach hard-to-reach locations and widen your deck's approach. And then if you don't have these cards, guys, I'm going to give you a bunch of other options you can run that won't have as much success, but they definitely work. These are going to be the 6-cost drops that you might have from Pool 1, 2, or pull the Pool 3 card that I haven't mentioned. I favor the other ones a lot more, but these definitely work if you have pulled them as they are high power and high play potential. We have Giganto, who's great power on the left lane. The Hulk from Pool 1 is always a nice play on turn 5. Dr. Octopus is a great tech card to throw off what your opponent is doing. Spider-Woman and Vision, both cards that aren't used often in Pool 3, but because they're 5-cost drops, they work wonders. Especially Vision, man. Playing Vision on turn 4, like, you're just going to cause your enemy such a headache. He's a great card in this deck. In addition, we have Captain Marvel, Iron Man, and Hobgoblin for some disruption. Taskmaster works great to copy one of your other high-power plays. White Tiger is going to be an option you guys run all the time with your Odin decks and early on into Pool 3. And then Magic to control the game a little bit better. And then lastly, if you're like me, I put Arrow in all of my decks. I think she's just completely broken. So Arrow's a must. If you have her as well, throw her on in there. All right, pretty cool, huh? Lots of fun here, lots of dopamine. Let's talk the full decks. Now, this first one is the Cozy Certified Electric Wave deck. This is the core cards that I use to the best advantage. Again, you've got armor in there to protect Sunspot, and you can protect Black Panther. The Shang-Chi's will be dropped early and often. You don't have to worry about them because you have so many other plays. And just abusing Odin on these on-reveal abilities like Leader, or most definitely Arrow. You can just play him on top of her to move their cards a couple of times. It's going to drive them nuts. Some other options are right down here as well. You guys can see these 2 decks. Here's the first one. This one runs pretty well. I like it a little bit less than my main option. And then here is the second one. You guys are going to notice there's not a lot of changes here because a lot of these options are just changing the high power plays. And that's going to depend on what you've got. All right, we broke it down. Let's go ahead and get into some matches. I'm going to actually play like 4 matches. I want you guys to really get a taste of what you can do. We'll mix and match the big drops so that you have a core understanding. Let's hop in. We've got ourselves a great opening hand. And again, this is one of my favorite decks. So I'm especially looking forward to doing some of these battles with you guys and showing you how it works. So we've got our opening hand. We have Savage Land to open up. Not fun at all. And we have Leader, Nick Fury, Odin, and our golden ticket turn 3 play in Electro. So he is going to be playing somewhat of a destroyed deck, it looks like, out the bat. And that definitely favors him with Savage Land because we don't have really any ways to get rid of our Raptors. Damn Raptors. Like, why are they 1-1? I just don't understand why they're so weak. They looked somewhat menacing, but I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and pass our second turn. Again, if you don't get Sunspot or Armor, really nothing you can do in the first 2 turns. And it's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal if you don't play the first 2 turns, guys. Because you're going to have so much power later on and just ways to manipulate what you're trying to do. Oh, God. I don't even know why I try to film sometimes. Like, just why? Why? He's saying ARG down here. You can't see it, I don't think, but he's saying ARG. Like, you've got a destroy deck, dude. You're good. Like, we don't have much to work with. But let's try to make it work. Now, at least these squirrels are going to be going right to hell in the middle because of Warrior Falls. Now, here's the deal. Electro on reveal gives the +1 energy. Right, guys? We told you that in the video. His ongoing effect makes it where you can only play 1 card a turn. Well, we're just going to hope that Warrior Falls destroys Electro, right? Then we don't have to worry about the ongoing effect. We get the good part of the on reveal effect, and we get that max energy still. So, the squirrels go right to hell. He's maxed out of his left side. Kind of a weird play. It makes me think he's playing Destroyer, which wouldn't surprise me here. He waived for us, which takes away a little bit of our advantage with Electro. We still get some good stuff going for us on the next turn, but let's see what we want to do. So we've got Magneto, Leader, and Nick Fury. If he waived, it's for a very specific purpose, right, guys? So let's go to Leader. I mean, there's no doubt. If it is a Destroyer, like, whatever, there's really not a big deal because, hell, I'll get rid of all my other cards. I don't really care at this point. So let's see. Let's see if it's a Leader. If he's waving, he's got something up his sleeve, and we're going to have much better turns. So he Leader for a Black Panther. That's the best he got. But again, that's why I love Leader, right? Because we've got value now on the right side. We have Black Panther in the middle. And our boy Electro is about to kiss himself goodnight. He is going to get some Nova advantage. Not really worried about that. And going into turn 5, we now have 6 energy. That's the beauty of Electro. And we have no cap on how many cards we can play. So, he's got to have a way to deal with the left side. There's no way he would just... Maybe just wasn't expecting Central Park to screw him up, but I don't know. All right, so we've got Black Panther, Odin, and Nick Fury. Now, one thing I like to do is play Odin here, and I just copy what he's going to do again on this turn. It makes it too much fun. Let's see what we'd like. We could do Magneto for the high power on the left side. That might be a good closing play. Nick Fury would be played if we had Devil Dinosaur. We don't at the moment. Let's just do it. Let's do Odin. Let's just match what he's going to do. What do you got up your sleeve, buddy? Oh, man. Oh, no. He Shang-Chi'd us, which means we can Shang-Chi him back. Fantastic. Dude, I love Leader. I love him. And the Shang-Chi's fight each other and nothing happens of it. What a weird friggin' match. So we have 13 on the right side. He only has 6, 4 in the middle, and Magneto over here. So let's see what we'd like to do. Because Shang-Chi is a 4-cost, theoretically, we could pull him over with Magneto, and if he plays nothing else here, we would win. But then he would win the left side, and I don't love that, right? But what we can do is let's go ahead and, because we're winning by so much, right? Like, we don't really need to do anything too fancy here. Let's go ahead and do Magneto left side, Sunspot middle, and see if he draws up the middle, or on the right side, and see if he draws in the middle lane. What a weird match. What a very weird match. He's going to Odin, which re-triggers Shang-Chi. Oh, dude, I mean, that was very unconventional, but it shows you the power of Leader just matching what they're doing, man. He's such a freaking awesome card. Okay. We've got ourselves our next battle with our first location. Nothing of note, and we have ourselves both of our ramp options. So, good opening hand here. Let's go to see our next location. We've got Hala. This is actually an awesome location to have with this deck. Murder World, this location, Death's Domain, all fantastic. Because if you can get rid of Electro, it's great, right? Because you already get the on-reveal ability. So we're going to hope he plays something into this middle location and destroys our card. And Sinister London. Oh, buckle up. Oh my, buckle up. We've got ourselves a lot of fun here. Typically, I like to double Electro and just get ridiculous amounts of power if we had Sunspot. We're going to play in the middle. He's going to play on Sinister London. Playing Bishop on turn 3, so he's getting maximum value. So we do have ourselves a worthy opponent. But how worthy? Not worthy enough. Now, we could play Devil Dinosaur. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. But you know what would be more fun? Is playing nothing this turn. Then playing Infinauts. Double. Then... then playing either Taskmaster to get a 20 or Arnim Zola for another 2 Infinauts. Oh my god. This is going to be one of the greatest battles. It doesn't matter what he plays. Outside of, like, I don't know, Moon Knight would be the only bummer, right? Because he would get rid of one of our cards. He has Blade, so I don't know. Maybe he has a Hella deck, tops. But this guy's about to just get decimated. Like, I could snap right now. We all know I could snap. I'm not going to snap for a few reasons. First of all, this guy just continues to help me out. He blew up our Electro. You guys can see here, turn 5. And I still have 6 energy. Clearly, we're going to get 2 Infinauts. This is definitely the play here. And then our next turn, we are going to scan this Infinaut with an Arnim Zola, which will then put this Arnim Zola somewhere else. We could end up with like 6 Infinauts by the end of this. I don't want to snap for the pure reason of just seeing how many Infinauts we can get on the board. God, this deck is so much fun. It's just so much fun. Like Taskmaster would be fine, right? We'd get 20 on that side too. Like, fantastic. Or right here, you know, we'd get 2 more Infinauts for free. Like, yeah, that's awesome. But this is more awesome, right? So if we scan him here, Infinauts, Arnim Zola, Infinauts. Holy crap. Here we go. I think this might be the most Infinauts I've ever had. Yo, that's so insane. There's so many things we could have done there, but that's insane. Count them, 4 Infinauts. 4. That's got to be a record. He actually got decently close to beating me too. Like, somewhat decently close with all the free Swarm plays that he had. And even if we didn't do that, we could have done the same thing with Devil Dinosaur. If you see Sinister London, you snap that. You snap that out the gate, guys, because you just have so much more value to play than they do. But that was a fantastic battle. All right, so Olympia is our first location to start this battle out. And good gosh, that is just going to give us so many different options. Now we've got a beautiful... I mean, look at this thing. We've got Nick Fury, Odin. We've got this Arrow variant, which, I mean, come on. This is one of my favorite cards in the game. We got our boy. We got the guy we need who showed up late to the party on our other battle. We have Armor and Black Panther. So let's go ahead and end this turn and go into the next turn, being Armor most likely is our only play. Warrior Falls yet again, which... and we got Sunspot, so there we go. We could go Armor in Warrior Falls and kind of just make that our designated Sunspot location. Let's go ahead and just get rid of Warrior Falls' entire stigma and protect it. So we have Olympia. We have a location that's just really ruins. There's nothing going on there. And we're playing a move deck, which I'm obviously not too worried about. I got to be honest, guys. I don't think the move deck could do anything that could beat this deck. There's a couple decks that contend with this a lot. Move decks, just, man, they suffer against this deck just because they lack the power. So let's not get cute. We've got Electro. We have Wave. We actually have both options for the Electric Wave. And as I said, you know, tons before, we always want to go with the Electro option, in my opinion, because we don't want to help them out. Move decks don't have a lot of value. Like Heimdall is the best they got, but still. We're going to play Electro right side because odds are I'm going to set this up to where I can reactivate him with Odin and we can get some Sunspot synergy. But I can tell you, this is going to be a fun one. And you do want to leave a lane open typically for your Arnim Zola play. So Devil Dinosaur gets a lot of value out of this turn. And instead of playing him here, we could play him here and set him up for, you know, the Arnim Zola play later. We have Arrow. We have Nick Fury. Dude, we can really pump up our Dinosaur. Holy crap. This guy's going to be freaking screaming. So let's play him on the left side. I can play him in the middle, too. Really doesn't matter. If I want to Zola him, I'll play him on the left side. All right, so he's going Dagger, Cloak. We've got Devil Dinosaur. Our cards are fighting. Nothing's going to happen. And the next turn, we've got Magneto. So we have 7 cards, so really playing Nick Fury is worthless. Typically, this is where I play Nick, though, because Nick is going to give us 3 6-cost cards, but we usually don't get Olympia. So we didn't get Arnim Zola. Let's screw with him, huh? Let's mess with him. What we would like to do, unfortunately, Magneto kind of helps him out. We don't want to move any cards for the guy, although he wouldn't really move any of these. What would we like to do, guys? I think we're going to play Arrow into our Devil Dinosaur, because there's really nothing he can do. I think we're going to go Arrow into our Devil Dinosaur. Whatever he tries to play in one of these 2 lanes is just going to shift back over. Hopefully, he doesn't end up playing that left lane. I do like doing Arrow against his Heimdall. He played there anyway, so joke's on me. I look like a fool. But we can always force his Heimdall to go over there either way. Nightcrawler's going there. We've got a Koye, which is a late play for Koye. Not going to give him too much value. Like, look at this. Oh, my God. I really hope those cards that come out get move decks cooking, because, like, this is just pathetic. These cards just, they don't scale, man. They don't scale a lot at all. So we have the classic win condition, pretty much. Leader on the right side would be 9 power versus 25, and we match what he plays, right? So even if he plays, let's say, Heimdall, she's going to shift over. She's going to get, what, 4 more power? Not enough to win. That could match that. Just to show you the other plays we could do. I mean, you guys aren't stupid. You can see we have a billion plays we could do. He's only winning by a little here in the middle, so do we have anything that could beat that? Not really. Leader C, obviously, a good play here, and that's the one we're going to want to do. I would, if things were different, again, you can always use Odin on reveal with Arrow to trigger her twice. But here we go. Let's play Leader and match whatever he's going to do. Obviously, we don't want to play Leader in the middle. We don't get any value because he can't play cards there. And I'm going to snap 2. Double down. And let's see what he's got for us. Let's see what he's going to play for us. He's got a Iron Fist into Vulture that he can't move over. Forward. Beginning to think you were a bot. Ford, I hate to accuse you, but what the hell was that, good sir? There's no way. There's just no way. He actually kind of almost beat us. Like, somewhat almost beat us here. That would have been embarrassing. We've got a bit of a different deck. We've got some other cards mixed in there from the 6 bombs and the 5 bombs mixed up. And our first location was the Peak, which usually I hate. But do my cards hate it? Hell no, they don't. We got a free Taskmaster, a free Arnim Zola. Sign me up for whatever this chaos is going to be, man. We've got a lot of fun. This is going to be a fun battle. I can pretty much already tell you guys that. So Dream Dimension doesn't matter. We should have the energy to beat that. We got it. Sadly, the 2 free cards we got, like, we can't do anything with them. God. Weird World, I don't mind sometimes, but when I'm filming battles, you know, deck guide battles, like, come on. Just the worst. The absolute worst. But who cares? Let's go to play Devil Dinosaur. We're going to go from Devil into Arnim Zola. And good luck to him beating that. I would be shocked if this guy doesn't forfeit after he sees, like, the 4 plays we're about to do. Because we're about to just lay out some heavy swinging blows, right? All right, we got Devil Dinosaur. Arnim Zola with 6 power. We had his Iron Man. Thank you for that, sir. Oh, dude, it's just a bad day for him. Now, he is getting good cards. Like, good for him. We don't have a lot of cards to Taskmaster. That's my only sadness. Like, playing him after Devil would have been the play. Then Arnim Zola. That probably would have been the better play, but too late now. Just now noticing that. But because he's playing Wave, we already know that means he's got something good. So, hey, let's match it, right? Let's just play exactly what he's going to do. And, all right. Thank you for the free spread of our Odin, my guy. Really appreciate that. Oh, we're going to get another one, which is going to trigger. He's out of here. Dude, that was amazing. My gosh, that deck is just so much fun to play, and that's exactly why I chose to climb to Infinite this season, and I'll probably keep on picking it. I mean, 5 and 6 cost cards are just extremely fun to play. Your opponent just never sees it coming. And there's a lot of synergy there. So hopefully you did learn something about ramp decks in today's video. If you found it helpful, do me a favor by liking today's video, because the all-mother algorithm of YouTube, that's all it cares about. Subscribe if you haven't. Join the Snap community. And until the next video, happy snapping, guys.